volunteers was saying 100 millimeters equals 1 meter. That's an example of an equality that is not correct. Why? Because it needs to be 1,000. An example of an equality that is correct is 1,000 millimeters is 1 meter. Okay? How about this? 1 milliliter is 1,000 centimeters cubed.
That's the same thing.
I could agree with that.
That's about not right.
Yeah, that's really wrong.
You guys are wrong.
Yeah, that's really wrong.
This is not correct.
That's pretty far off. You need to take out all 3 of those zeros.
Yeah, you gotta take out all the
Okay, not correct, because 1 milliliter is how many centimeters cubed? 1. Centimeters cubed and milliliters are the same. Okay, so you're going to see answer choices like these. So you need to understand the different conversion factors and how the quantities relate, and then some of them will be right and some of them will be wrong. Okay, 20. Approximate size of a cubic meter. Can you give me a common everyday device, object, something that's about the size of a cubic meter?
Just your everyday cubic meter.
Like what? What in your house is about that size? A TV, maybe? Not mine in my house, but
One of those TVs.
one of those TVs? One of those TVs is a little small.
Yeah, but TV has depth on it.
Yeah, well. Okay, so when we say a cubic meter, I'm trying to get this in the frame. So I've got a meter stick here, and then a meter here, this tall, and then a meter out this way. Like that size space there. Maybe a chair, a dishwasher, a dryer, something like that. Okay? Not a book or some other smaller object like that. Okay. 21. Define density and explain how it is calculated. And you should know this because you've been doing this forever. What does that mean? That's the equation, mass divided by volume, but what does that mean?
That means density.
Okay, mass tells us how much matter. Volume tells us how much space. So how much matter is crammed into that particular space? If I have this space, and you're going to have to pretend this is 3D, because I can't draw it any other way. And I have at the atomic level particles like this. Okay, pretend that's full because I'm tired of drawing. And particles like this. What can you tell me about the density? This one is more dense than this one. The particles are more tightly packed together. Right? So there is more matter in that same space, assuming I drew them correctly. Okay? Higher density, lower density. Chunk of metal, sponge with holes in it. Okay? 22. In 22, you're actually going to calculate the density, and I will give you the mass and volume. And what are you going to do with those numbers? Divide them. Okay? What measurement unit are you going to end up with if I give you, say, 5.0 grams in 20.0 centimeters cubed? What measurement unit are we going to end up with?
Grams per centimeter cubed.
Awesome. Grams per centimeter cubed. Okay?
Good job.
23. Describe how the density of a substance changes if the mass or volume is increased or decreased. Okay? So imagine taking a balloon full of gas, air even, or helium or something. And a balloon has a certain volume, right? Maybe a Mylar balloon has a certain volume. And we're going to squish it. Its mass has done what? Stayed the same, but its volume has decreased. So what happens to its density? Increases because we're squishing these particles closer together. They become more tightly compacted, higher density. And then the opposite is true if we let that expand. Okay? That's the general idea behind this question. 24 is an interesting question because it's one that trips people up. You're going to get several different measurement units, and it's going to ask which ones are correct for density. Okay? Now, you just told me that grams per centimeter cubed is a correct unit for density. What is another correct unit for density? Kilograms per meter cubed. Awesome unit for density. What else is a correct unit for density in the metric system?
Weight over measurement cubed.
Any weight or mass over any,
Measurement cubed.
not necessarily cubed, because grams per milliliter, it's not cubed, but it is three-dimensional. Okay? Any mass measurement per any volume measurement. What is an incorrect measurement for density, or unit for density? Like what, Jeff? Like milliliters over grams. Milliliters over grams, not good. Milliliters times grams, not good. Centimeters cubed over kilograms, not good. Okay? So you want to look, you need to understand what units we measure mass in and what units we can measure volume in. And make sure that they're in the right ratio. Alrighty.